What's going on, boys? Quick little trade recap we're going to be going over today and yesterday. Price action has been absolutely fucking horrific. And bro, when I say horrific, today was so bad. It was so bad. Thankfully, I took one trade, barely hit first TP, so ended up on the day just a tiny bit. Yesterday was just as bad. Last week, Thursday and Friday were just terrible. We've just been having such bad price action, man. And I mean, just look at this. So right off of rip. 5-minute time frame. Look at this shit, bro. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And then finally here we broke out. But that was a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, pretty much 6 hour long range. And when you're trading on the 1 minute time frame, that shit is so buns. You can see that I have my chart different colors. It's just because I changed it for a skit that Steph and I made yesterday, and I haven't got around to changing it back. But anyway, coming into market open today, pretty much two zones I had marked out was right here and that low down here, as you can see. Pretty much just the high and low of this range. Now you can see we started this range at 4:30 a.m. So we were already in it for about 5 hours right here. Now this oh God, just looking at it fucking pisses me off. It genuinely does. Just fucking looking at this shit pisses me off. Anyway, even 5-minute Hikinashi. When you see that on this side, that's how you know shit's bad. Anyway, we go into market open. I really wasn't looking to take a trade until we either broke above here or broke below here and held to take shorts if we broke and held below here. To take shorts and take longs if we broke and held above here. You can see that I actually ended up taking longs. I'll show you guys why right now. To be honest, this wasn't really that good of a setup. I'm not going to lie. I probably shouldn't have taken this, but fortunately, it was a dub. So market opens right here. Anyway, market literally opens. We tap into this zone right here, and pretty much I was willing to take a long out of it. I pretty much took a long out of it. If we go out onto the 2-minute time frame, you can see how well we rejected out of it. An extremely bullish candle right there. So I entered pretty much just a couple minutes into market open. Ended up getting filled right here, and then we just were super bullish coming out of here. And then I did have my very first TP actually at a 1-to-1. So I had my SL right below this low. And then I set my first TP to be a 1-to-1, which was right there. And we actually ended up consolidating quite a bit. I was in this thing for so long, and then we just barely hit TP. So I got partially out there, and then I had my second TP at this 15-minute high right there, which would have made this thing a little bit over the 2RR. And you can see how close we actually came, or by how little I hit TP on this. And you can recognize bad price action, guys, when you get in a trade on the 1-minute time frame. Now, this is a 25-point TP. 25 points on NQ, honestly, is nothing, especially right as soon as the market opens. There is literally no volume, no movement. We're just stuck in this consolidation. Honestly, if I ever see something like this again, I am closing the charts right away, because I do consider myself lucky that I hit TP on this thing and then ended up dumping. What happens? We reject out of this zone, and we draw up here. Then we tap back into this low. We reject out of it again. We come all the way back up. Then we reject out of it down here again. We're just, look, literally. Ready? Up, down, 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 up, down. Literally, and it just goes, and it just goes, and it just will not stop. And it is extremely frustrating. Again, look, tapped into there, boom. Got up to this high again, boom. Finally, right here, we broke. Now, this is what I was waiting for coming into market open. This was 10:30, so right here, probably, honestly, at this candle, I probably would have taken a stab at this just because we closed above, and then that is a pretty bullish red candle close right there. Also, very bullish momentum on this time frame, which is the 2-minute. 5-minute as well, closed above right there. Even take a look at the 15, very bullish as well. So would have entered probably right there. Probably would have had my stop loss right below this low, rounded up to a full point, and then probably would have went for probably like a 35-point TP on this. Or I would have looked for like a level. Maybe would have even had my TP at this high right here. Yeah, so it's a little under a 2-to-1, about 45-point TP. You know, not bad at all. I'm literally back testing this right now. I don't even think. See, this would have just pissed me off. This would have just pissed me off so bad. Right there, I would have came 2 points away. Okay, so right there, that thing would have hit. But that means that I would have been in this trade for over an hour on the 1 minute time frame. And that is just, it's just ridiculous, bro. Like, I don't know if you guys can tell how annoyed. Just looking back on this is pissing me off. Just looking back on this is pissing me off. And I'm pissed off because it's been happening the last couple of days. And even though I'm trading green, it's just so annoying, bro. It's so annoying. I mean, there's nothing that I can do about it. So, you know, what am I really going to do? Was this yesterday? No, this was Friday. I don't even remember the trade that I took yesterday. It was one trade. It was almost, was it this? The 22nd? Yes. Okay, so this was the trade that I took yesterday. We'll go ahead and go on over to this now. And we'll replay back to here. So here yesterday, market opened, 5 minute Hikinashi was red. However, you can see if we go out onto the 15-minute time frame that we were very bullish. So on the bigger time frame for me, I'm looking at the 5 minute and the 15-minute. We were obviously in an uptrend. Obviously, we are bullish. Even though 5 minute Hikinashi is red, it's just because we're having this little bit of a pullback. So you can see the difference already in today. Today, when I looked at pre-market, right before our market open, we were like this. Zigzag, zigzag, up, down, up, down. Right here, going into market open, I look at the 5 minute, I can see a very clean uptrend. So I do have a bullish bias. You can see literally textbook right here. We can start here. There's a low. Here's a high. Here's a higher low. Here's a higher 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 high. Here is, technically, this would be a lower, you know, you could consider that a lower low, but you get the idea. This is obviously, we are obviously trending up in this case. How do I get rid of all these? There we go. So we are obviously trending up in this case. So I do have a bullish bias. Anyway, let's drop down onto the 1 minute time frame. Also, these last couple candles coming into the 1 minute are bullish as well. On the 5 minute, I believe these zones I had marked out was this high right here like that. I think that's the only thing I had. I really wanted to wait for us to get above that to play longs, but I ended up actually taking a stab at it before, kind of just anticipating that. This is one thing I have been doing, is anticipating a break of a zone, because it does tend to happen. It's a little more on the risky side, but usually it makes it so that I can have a smaller SL, and then in turn I'm able to rip a bigger take profit, or, you know, more easily get that 2-to-1 RR. Anyway, market opens. I actually pretty much got in this thing as soon as I started seeing this momentum. Right as market opened, we started showing a lot of momentum. Like I said, I had that bullish bias entered, and this thing literally hit 40 points in 2 minutes. That is goated price action, okay? Now, the reason I say it was bad was because right after that, we did this. Now, this was a little bit of a retest. Honestly, no. I need to give yesterday its flowers. Yesterday really wasn't terrible. I'm just really pissed off from today. But anyway, we come back. We break above this zone, as you can see. Pretty much what my second setup that I could have taken also played out. We broke above this zone. What happens right here on this wick? We retest the zone, reject out of it. Right there, could have taken a stab on longs. I probably wouldn't have waited for a little more confirmation. I probably would have entered longs right here. As soon as I saw this momentum really start to form after retesting that zone again, then I probably would have had my stop loss below the zone at about 35 points. So I would have been a little bit of drawdown here. Kind of would have scared me a little bit. Then if I come back here, zoom out, and kind of look for a zone on my TP, I don't really see anything that's, you know, close enough. So 35 point CP, I'd probably rip about a 35 point SL. Probably put my TP around somewhere there, and that would have hit as well. So that's another trade that I could have taken. However, I did not. And also you can see after this, we just started to consolidate a bunch. This is the price action, the bad price action I was talking about. So if you were able to catch longs in here, great. I fortunately was able to, because there was no setups in here, right? We have the top, we have like this range from pretty much like right here till like, you know, here. We're pretty much just stuck in this range. Let's see what happens. I just randomly drew those two zones out. Will we break above that high? You know, you could look for longs in here, but chances are you're still going to be in it for a while, because that's only a 40-point move up that still took over half an hour to make. So Still probably would have been frustrating even though you would hit TP. But I really am praying for some better price action soon. I know there's been a lot of stuff happening like in the world. Like, you know, obviously Trump is officially now inaugurated. Inaugurated? Is that a word? Well, he's officially in office now. And, you know, that was obviously a big transition over to a new president. There's been a lot of stuff just going on in general. If I go on to Forex Factory, you know, we've been having a decent amount of news lately. So there has been some stuff going on that I can understand why, but it's still just annoying. And December was a long month, a super long month, and I am currently down on this month on January, and it's just, you know, it's frustrating. I am sure that I'm going to get it back, but it is just, you know, it's all part of the game. You know, and I'm allowed to feel all these types of ways. You guys can feel all of these types of ways, these feelings, these, you know, being annoyed at bad price action. But as long as you're still following your process, following your rules, sticking to your strat, and of course, the biggest thing, practicing good risk management, you'll be all right. And you got to play the long game. That's one thing that trading has taught me, is that to trust the process and play the long game. Because that's, you know, really where you will thrive the most. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Make sure to hit that subscribe button down below if you guys made it all the way to the end. I just don't know. I want to drop more videos on here. I just don't know what I'm going to do. I think I want to make a free, some free videos for the free section of the Discord. Steph's told me that he'd like me to as well. So I think that's what I'm going to do. But make sure to hit that subscribe button. Love you guys so much. Hopefully, you guys were able to catch a dub today, you know, within the first 10 minutes of market open, and then go about the rest of your day and not sit in front of your computer wanting to die. But if you didn't, I'm sorry, and I felt you that whole way. But yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.